Hi YouTube, Timothy Unkert here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Emacs on a Chromebook. Okay, the first thing we need to do is enable the Linux development environment. And to do that, I'm going to go over here to the launcher, click on that, and find my settings. I'm going to click on Settings, and then on the left here, I'm going to go on down to About Chrome OS. Okay, from here, I can go down to the bottom, and I see I have something under Developers, and it's called Linux Development Environment, and I can click Setup. A wizard will pop up, and I can click Next. It's going to give me a username. I believe that's based off your email, and if you want to change that, I would change that now. And also a recommended disk size, and you can set a custom disk size with the slider here, or just stick with recommended. I'm going to stick with the recommended now, as it's easy to change the disk size later. I'm going to click Install, and that's going to go ahead and install Linux. I'll let this run in real time so you see how long it takes. As some information on what kind of computer I'm using Acer 315 Chromebook, which has an Intel Pentium. I think it's an N6000 chip. This is something I got from Walmart for in the range of $160, $165 before tax. Okay, normally when the terminal first pops up, it'll be about this size. You can close out the settings at this point. At the time of this recording, there is a message. It's about providing a more stable graphical user experience in Crostini. The GPU-based rendering driver of Virgil has been disabled by default for existing and new environments in Chrome OS version 131 and newer. So OpenGL and OpenGLES applications will continue to function as a CPU-based rendering driver, SWRAST. If you would like to re-enable GPU-based rendering in an unsupported capacity, you can visit here. And this message will repeat 4 more times, or you can just highlight that, and it's going to copy it, and then paste it, and there you go. You won't get that message again. Let me make the font a little bit larger. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure everything's up to date first. We're going to type sudo apt-get update, then 2 ampersands sudo apt-get dist-upgrade. I'm going to do a -y flag. That way it won't ask me if I want to use the additional space for the upgrade. I'm going to hit enter and let that run through. And again, I'm letting this run in real time. Okay, so that's run through. We can clear this out. Now we're ready to install Emacs. To do that, we'll type sudo apt-get install Emacs. I'm going to not do the -y flag this time just to show you. And you'll see here it's going to ask to take an additional 395 megabytes of disk space. I'm going to type in Y for yes, hit enter, and let that run on through. And again, this is running in real time. This is how long it's going to take if you're using a similar computer. with a similar internet connection, of course. I don't know if you can see that down here, but my internet connection is weak right now, so. Okay, so now that that's run through, I like to keep the terminal up here. So I usually pin it. You see it's pinned right now to my taskbar, but I'm going to close this out. Go back to my launcher, go on down to Linux apps here, and you'll see I have Emacs here. This is the GUI. I'm going to right click and pin this to my shelf, and let's open that up. And so we have Emacs installed. Let's just do a minimal setup while we're here. So I'm going to do Alt-X and type in the mini buffer here at the bottom, customize-option. And I'm going to start with default-frame-alist. And I'm going to insert a parameter here, which is full screen. And I'm going to give it a value of maximized. I'll click apply and save. Now if I close out of Emacs with Control-X, Control-C, and then open Emacs back up, you see it starts with the maximized screen. Oh yeah, another thing I like to do is change the font a little bit. So let's actually bring back the terminal here. And a font that I like and we can install right now is JetBrains Mono. So I can do sudo apt-get install fonts JetBrains-mono, hit enter. I spelled JetBrains wrong. I have a T. There we go. Okay, so we've installed that. Let's restart Emacs. Okay, so now I can go to the options here, go to set default font, type in JetBrains, and you see I have the JetBrains Mono come up. Let's just do JetBrains Mono Medium. Let's do size 12 and select. And we see my font changes to JetBrains Mono Medium. Now I just want to go to options and save options, and now that'll be set. Okay. The next thing I like to do is get rid of the scroll bar, the toolbar, and actually the menu bar. So I'm going to do Alt-X and type in customize-option in the menu bar, and we'll go into type scroll-bar-mode, and I'm going to change the value to none. Click apply and save, and that's going to go away. Do Alt-X again. I'm going to do the up arrow to get customize option back quickly. Hit enter. I'll do tool-bar-mode, and I'm going to toggle it off. Click apply and save. Toolbar goes away. Let's do Alt-X. Do up arrow for customize option. We'll do menu-bar-mode. We'll toggle that off. Click apply and save, and that's going to go away. Okay, next. Let's change the theme. So I'll do Alt-X, customize themes, customize-themes. And we've got these installed themes here. So let's try, I like light, but let's do Lueven. So it changes it a little bit. You could change it to something like Mysterioso, Modus Vivendi, Modus Operandi. That's light, that's a good one. This light one here, it's actually pretty good. Wheatgrass, whiteboard. There's a whole bunch. That one's good too. Anyways, once you pick a theme, let's do Modus. What is it? Modus Operandi. Just sounds cool. Let's click Save Theme Settings. Okay, so I'm gonna close out Emacs and let's reopen it. So it's got that new theme there. You can tell it's a little bit different, but it still has a splash screen. So the last thing I'll do is Alt-X, type in Customize option. You can't do the up arrow every time you close out Emacs, but if you keep it open, I could do the up arrow to get customize option. And we're going to do inhibit splash, and I hit tab there to autocomplete. Inhibit splash screen, I'll toggle that to on and click apply and save. Control X, Control C to close this out. And we've got a nice scratch buffer to start and a sweet looking Emacs to start typing various things into and creating files. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and look, we installed and did a little setup and config on Emacs in probably less than 10 minutes. I didn't really record it. The time I wasn't paying attention, but I'm assuming it's less than 10 minutes. Anyways, if you like this video, like and subscribe and share with friends.